Hey guys, it has been a while. I've been on a much needed break. So I took myself on a holiday to Paphos in Cyprus, and I had a wonderful experience there. It actually connected up with my chart because when I relocate my birth chart to Paphos in Cyprus, it puts Venus right on the descendant. So quite significant as well because it's also known as the birthplace of Aphrodite, the goddess. And there's lots of mythological interest, like World Heritage UNESCO sites depicting the gods, from the ancient mosaics from the house of Dionysus, and such a fantastic place to visit, steeped in mythological history and relevance. Also food, you know, drinks, stuff like that, very reasonable, and the people are so helpful. Such a relaxing, peaceful kind of lifestyle, kind of experience. So yeah, I highly recommend Paphos in Cyprus if anyone wants to have a nice, relaxing holiday. So onwards with the astrology. So I've had lots of time to think about how I'm going to go forward with the channel, and I have decided to scrap the new and the full moon updates and replace it with one weekly video, which will still include the new moon and the full moon energies, but it will also include all the other astrological main significators, significant events going forward for that week. So this is the first one. I'm going to call it the week ahead. So let's get stuck in here and we'll go over what is occurring for this week ahead. So beginning the 5th of August, that is today, but we had the new moon in Leo on the 4th yesterday, so we are still in the new moon phase. So I'm going to discuss this new moon energy as well, and what you can do and how you can benefit from this new moon and Leo energy as well. We also have Mercury Retrograde, and this is actually my second attempt at recording this because as Mercury is stationed, it's been playing havoc with my laptop and technology. So this is my second attempt, so I'm hoping it goes well. So yeah, Mercury retrograde is kicking in, so I'm going to cover that. We're going to look at Venus and Virgo as well. And we're going to look at the moon square Uranus today. Then we'll also have the Mercury and Venus conjunction. And then we'll have Sun sextile Jupiter as well. And that's just a few. There's lots more going on in this week ahead and in the following week after. But we've got quite a bit to cover here. So let's have a look at the new moon in Leo. So it occurred yesterday. So we're still in that in that new moon phase. So there's still time to ritualize something and put into practice or get ideas flowing in terms of this new moon Leo energy. So new moons are typically beginnings. So it's about starting things off, it's getting things going. So it's fixed, the energy is fixed. So you're thinking of setting things going, starting things off with the intention of making it last, like something going forward that's going to stick with you, something that's going to last for a while. And in the sign of fire, in a fire sign, it's outgoing, it's intuitive, and it's outgoing, it's exuberant. So it's really enthusiastic and outgoing. So think along the lines of creative expression, charisma, and leadership. What do you do? What art forms do you do? Like, can you act? Can you sing? Do you dance? Do you draw? Do you play music? And also, Leo is a sign of recreation and fun and games. So think of along the lines of children. Whenever they go out to play, that's just all they're concerned about. They're not worried about all the other goings on in their life. It's playtime, fun time. So let's go and do it, make the most of it. So that's new moon and Leo energy. So it's get stuck in, have some fun. So this is the actual chart for the new moon, 12 degrees here in Leo. And it makes a sextile aspect to Mars and Jupiter. So what this new moon energy is doing here is suggesting your drive and your will to achieve. So it's starting off something new. Okay, you're really going for this. It's expansion. It's how you expand. So will you do that through education? Will you do it through travel? Will you do it from learning something new? But look out for opportunity, because this is the time when the opportunity, you will see it. And depending on where the energy falls in your chart, what particular house it's in, those are the areas that you're going to look for these opportunities and for the enthusiasm for pushing forward. So on the 5th of August, we will have the moon in square to Uranus, and that's at 26 Leo. And we also have Uranus at 26 Taurus. So the fixed signs here are affected. So what this is significant of is creative breakthroughs, awakenings. Uranus is the planet associated with awakenings. So ideas as well. So think those genius moments or moments of revelation when you suddenly get clarity of something that has been possibly in the back of your mind or something that's been unsettling for a while. You get sudden moments of clarity in regard to that. Now, this can also create, because of the aspect, it's a square aspect, this can create a certain amount of tension. So you may be feeling restless. You may be feeling the need to rebel or revolutionize and not conform. So whatever the rules are saying to do, you'll be thinking, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing it my way. So where does this fall in your chart as well? Are you impacted with the current Uranus transit through Taurus, 26 degrees? Will the moon affect you? Are you a Leo? Do you have any energies in the fixed signs? So this, if you start feeling like restless or rebellious or whatever, you'll know this is affecting you. So we are also going to have the moon conjunct Venus and Mercury on the 6th. And the moon will enter Virgo, and that will raise issues around, themes regarding work, routine, health, how you organize things, and how you become efficient, or how you create efficiency in your current lifestyle. So it conjoins with Venus, and then it conjoins with Mercury. Now, the themes that are going to come up with this are relationship issues, money issues, or personal values as well. But then we're also going to have themes in regard to communication, ideas, learning, and what you share with others, or what others share with you. As Mercury is currently stationed, we have the retrograde coming up. So it begins in a conjunction with the moon and the Venus. So these are very feminine energies here. And it's also going to highlight relationships and things like that. So the retrograde energy, retrograde cycle begins at 4 degrees of Virgo on the 6th of August. So that's tomorrow morning at a few minutes to 6. The retrograde cycle will begin. That stations and goes direct 21 degrees of Leo on the 29th of August. And on the same day, Venus actually changes sign and goes into Libra, her home sign. Eventually, the forward momentum will gather and it will pass through its shadow period, shadow phase, and hits 5 degrees of Virgo on the 12th of September. So retrograde themes include misunderstandings, crossed lines, travel delays, traffic issues, attention issues. That's like being unable to focus on certain things for any length of time. Just issues with concentrating hard on things. Things can go missing emails, letters not turning up at your door, things like that. Be careful if you're signing contracts. Check the fine details in case there's something in there which may come back and bite you at a later date. But also be aware everything is two-way. There's energy, there's incoming energy and there's outgoing energy. So this can affect the other party that you're entering a contract with as well. It's also important that they do the same thing, because sometimes you could end up being the winner in a situation. So also look out for wrong information, maybe hearing things incorrectly or someone giving you the wrong information about things. Technology malfunctions, as I have experienced today. Watch out for that. And it's also a chance to go over things and revisit things. So let's look for an example. Say the retrograde cycle begins with Moon and Venus. So we could look at that and suggest it's maybe time to revisit a relationship situation. Or, if you're single, maybe it's time to consider the values or the benefits you could find from being in a relationship. Or if you have an ongoing situation within a relationship, maybe it's time to revisit. And the important thing is here, because it's Mercury, communication, so to speak. So we will have the Moon square Mars and Jupiter on the 6th of August. So this is quite tense. It creates a tense feelings of tension, because the square aspect means some kind of action, and especially with the planets involved. Mars is wanting to push forward, and Jupiter as well wants to grow and expand. So this is tense feelings in regard to pushing forward towards personal goals. Shortly after that, we will have, well, on the 7th, the Moon will oppose Saturn. And this will raise themes in regard to authority, responsibility, limitation, and ambition. So it's your long-term vision that's going to come in regard to this. So think in terms of organizing your life, creating, are you fulfilling your own personal ambitious goals? Are you stabilizing enough in your life? But things can get pretty heavy with Saturn energy, and it can create feelings of needing to escape, to run away from things, because you may think situations become chaotic, or you get confused. So take some time out. And the relation, because the two are opposition, the Moon is in opposition to Saturn, it may suggest some kind of control issues or responsibility issues coming from somewhere else. Okay, so it may be a person in a relationship. It may just be the outer external world caving in, coming in around you and saying, look, be responsible, tighten up, play by the rules, these kinds of things. So the Sun will sextile Jupiter then on the 7th as well, 15 degrees Leo for the Sun, 15 Gemini for Jupiter. This is going to highlight possibly some kind of opportunity, a chance to expand, a chance to educate yourself, maybe book a trip, book a holiday, but the focus is on growth, personal growth. So whether that is with education or understanding foreign culture at a deeper level, or it could be spiritual or religious in some way as well. So it's about reaching above, reaching higher. So the Moon on the Moon will reach the final degree of Virgo and oppose Neptune. So this can, because it's the final degree, it signifies endings. Things are coming to a finale. So this Neptune can be associated with dreams, with visions, the need to escape. So important, good things to get involved in are creativity. So let's go back to the Leo full moon, the Leo new moon energy. Creativity, fun, recreation, do things you enjoy doing. But don't neglect spirituality, because Neptune it's oneness, it's the collective, it's compassion, it's empathy, and it's very spiritual. It's about bringing everything together as one. But it's also a connection to the divine, to the ultimate source of creation, and where all our creative energy comes from, how we channel it. So you may be feeling the need to just lie down, meditate, or get lost in some kind of endeavor that brings relaxing feelings to you. So it's about letting go, escaping from the chaos, escaping from the confusion. It's a good time to let go of things. Things have been giving you serious trouble and they no longer serve you, like the moon in Virgo. Maybe it's time to let go. And this can highlight relationship situations as well. So what about a relationship? Maybe you're coming to realize something or have a vision of something that's in a relationship that you weren't aware of before, suddenly comes to light. So be aware of that, and you have some new vision of your current relationship, or possibly if you're single, going forward, a new vision about how your relationship can work for you. So let's look as well at the Mercury and Venus conjunction. Now, this is on the 8th of August at 3 degrees of Virgo, but the last time it occurred was around the 17th of June at 0 degrees of Cancer. So you may want to look back and see if there's anything relevant or significant occurred around the 17th of June, whenever Mercury and Venus conjoined. Is it to do with relationships? Is it to do with finance? Or is it something to do with your own personal values? Because this could be coming up again, 8th of August, 3 degrees Virgo. Then again, it doesn't occur again until next year, the 8th of March, 2025. And in between that, Mercury will be retrograde again in November this year. But whenever they come to meet again, Venus will be retrograde. And the themes around this will be to do with writing, reading, learning, conversation, relationships, finances, values. So worth considering if anything comes up, what happened back in June? Is there something likely to come back again? See how that works out for you. So then to finish off the week, we will have Moon square Pluto. That's at 0 degrees of Scorpio and Aquarius. Now, the significant thing about this is the Moon will be in Scorpio here, and it's actually ruled, Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio. So there will be a certain degree of tension around transforming, rebirthing. Could be issues to do with power struggles, possibly in relationships, or possibly in your own mind, or in some kind of situation. Maybe you need to break free from something. But it's all about digging deep and finding that inner strength to move forward. Because with the Moon in Scorpio, you're thinking of that warrior energy. And it's about being tactical, having a strategy moving forward to fight your own fight. So this can highlight feelings of needing to start again, making a new start, rebirth something, but it's also about having the strength in order to do that. So the chart for Northern Ireland is indeed impacted as well with all these energies. So we have transiting Uranus in conjunction with the Mars placement in the chart for Northern Ireland. And then the new moon activated a prominent square in the chart as well. And it's the 6th house that's activated by the Venus-Uranus square. And I'll show you how that's triggering all these riots that are going on at the minute to do with immigration issues and the extreme right-wing stuff that's going on with that as well. So the inner wheel here is the chart for NI, for Northern Ireland. The outer wheel are the current transits. So the new moon energy is up here at 12 Leo, and it triggers off the Neptune placement here in the chart for NI. And Neptune also squares the sun in NI. What Neptune signifies is oneness, the collective all coming together. So there's issues in regard to this. There is, because these planets or this energy is so close to the 9th house, we can suggest it's impacting that house. That's where the immigration issues are coming from. So what we need to do is create a new vision going forward that incorporates foreigners, understanding more about foreign culture, and probably understanding more about the details of immigration and how these people are here and the legal issues surrounding the whole thing. But anyway, without getting into any of those details, we can see how the astrology is triggering the whole thing. So Uranus, transiting Uranus is here, and it's coming really close to the Mars placement of Ni. This is a very volatile energy because Uranus can be extreme in its extreme unexpected shock. And what it has resulted in is rioting and violence. That's in the 6th house. And we could also suggest that's coming from the working class because it's the house of work as well. Now, the 6th house is also ruled by Venus, which is currently also in the 9th house. So highlighting again foreign culture and immigration issues. So lots of stuff going on at the minute, which is very relevant. The astrology is very relevant to what's actually occurring in our country of Northern Ireland today. So what we also have coming up, this is the following week, but it's brewing. The energy is coming together. It's building up as we speak. So it becomes exact on the 14th of August. Whenever Mars comes close to Jupiter here, they meet at 16 degrees of Gemini. So this is about pushing forward. It's expansion, how you expand and grow yourself, and the momentum to carry yourself forward with meaning and purpose. But we also have the square, which is in square from Saturn, which is in Pisces. Saturn can be controlling its boundaries, its limitation, its rules. So this can create a tension and breaking away from things. It can create frustration because you feel limited and certain tense feelings. Now, for anyone who has any planets or sensitive points, angles around 16 Gemini or 16 degrees of any of the mutable signs, you're going to be feeling this energy. So it's one to look out for. But I will be covering this more next week. So other things worth considering. Now, how does all this play out in relation to your personal horoscope? What houses do these energies fall in? What aspects do they make? Are any special configurations being triggered in your chart? So personal planets, are they being aspected by these energies? And also the angles like your ascendant or your midheaven. And the personal themes which would be represented by the special configurations in your chart. So to go deeper, to learn more about your own personal astrology, I am available for personal consultations. We can look at career, we can look at relationship, we can look at personal development, self-awareness as well. You can find me here on YouTube, Star Drifter Astrology, and I'm also on Facebook as well under Star Drifter Astrology. So please feel free to comment and provide feedback on this, my new way of going forward with this week ahead. So it's one weekly video with all the info that's coming up for that particular week, which will include the new moons and full moons. And I might do additional ones as well for major significant transits, like the Mars, Jupiter, Saturn one that's coming up. I may do a separate one for that. So thank you for watching. Any feedback, comments, they're all most welcome. So we're still in the new moon energy phase, so make the most of that and begin something, get creative, have fun. So yeah, watch my Facebook page as well, because I'm going to be posting as well about the individual aspects, to do with the sun, uh, the moon, Venus, Mars, all those things. I'll be making short scheduled posts in regard to that as well. So even if you just want to have a chat about astrology, message me, whatever. Listen, thank you for watching, and be in touch again very soon. Thank you.